What's up, you guys? Today we're going to be talking about macronutrients and how to read a nutrition label. If you're going grocery shopping and you're trying to figure out what you can and can't have on a ketogenic diet, this is going to help you a lot. There are primarily 3 macronutrients on any nutrition label, but then they also add in things like sodium or cholesterol, vitamins. Each product is different depending on what is contained therein. Primarily today, I want to focus on what is a net carb and how to calculate net carbs based on looking at a nutrition label. So on a ketogenic diet, you want to try to keep your macros under 20 to 30 grams of carbs per day. Some people say under 50 grams of carbs, but I think that in 50 grams of carbs, they're counting the total amount of carbs. And if you're counting net carbs, which we'll get into in a little bit, then you want to go for about 20 to 30 grams of net carbs. That will keep your carbohydrates, your blood sugars, and your insulin levels low enough that your body will be burning its own fat and producing ketones for energy, instead of relying on carbohydrates that it's not getting from your regular diet. One of my favorite snack foods is macadamia nuts, not just because they're low in carbohydrates, but because they're also high in fats and the really good ones. This is a nutrition label for macadamia nuts. If you look at the top, you have serving size 1/4 cup, and then the nutrition facts are going to tell you what the nutritional information is per each quarter cup. Then it breaks down into calories, total fat, cholesterol, sodium, and total carbohydrate. What we want to discuss today is total carbohydrate. If you look, it says 4 grams. Underneath it says dietary fiber. At the grocery store or tracking your carbs for the day, and you read nutrition labels like this, typically a net carb means that you get to subtract the fiber from the total carbs. Taking a 1/4 cup of macadamia nuts at 4 grams of carbohydrate, subtracting the fiber of 2 grams of carbohydrate, you get a total of 2 net carbs per 1/4 cup of macadamia nuts. Now, if you were counting your total carbs for the day and you were looking to round out about 50 grams of total carbs, you would count the 4 grams of total carbohydrate. But if you're looking to stay between 20 and 30 grams of carbohydrate, you're going to only count the 2 grams of net carbs by subtracting out the fiber. A lot of people prefer to eat nutrition bars or snack bars, protein bars they might be called. For the nutrition facts on this particular protein bar, it says serving size is 1 bar. So if you eat the entire bar, it breaks it down into fat, cholesterol, sodium, potassium, which is a great electrolyte to supplement on the ketogenic diet, and then total carbohydrate. Now the total carbohydrate looks ridiculously large at 24 grams. That exceeds your whole dietary requirement for an entire day in 1 bar. But if you look down at the dietary fiber of 9 grams, we do have 1 gram of sugar, and then sugar alcohols down there at the bottom of 11 grams. Technically, sugar alcohols don't spike your insulin and don't spike your blood sugar, so they can also be subtracted. Starting with a total carbohydrate of 24, minus the dietary fiber of 9 will give you 15, and then minus the 11 sugar alcohols will actually give you 4 net carbs. So this is partially why you'll find a lot of people like to take count of their net carbs. There's a lot of easy snacks that you can buy at Vitamin Shop or other health food stores, things that you can eat, grab and go, and keep yourself satiated throughout the day in case you're just starting the diet and you're not feeling the effects of just being full and satisfied with your body burning its own fat. I personally, for the new year, decided to subscribe to the Keto Box. So they ship out snacks and different things, 1 box each month full of about 8 to 10 products. I'm going to be doing an unboxing video when we receive the one for February, so more on that to come. Some of my other favorite keto snacks are Epic bars. They're like meat or protein sticks or protein bars. They also have pork cracklins and pork rinds. Here's another nutrition label, this one specifically for Lily's chocolate bars. They make chocolate with erythritol, so there's no sugar in there. But if you look at their label, again, total fat, cholesterol, sodium in this particular product, and then total carbs at 19 grams per serving size. It says there's about 2 servings per chocolate. So if you eat half of this chocolate bar, you're looking at a total carb count of 19. Subtract out the dietary fiber of 8, brings us to 11, and then you see erythritol on the bottom. Erythritol is a sugar alcohol, so we can also subtract the erythritol from the 11 carbs left after fiber, and that brings us to 4 net carbs for half of this chocolate bar, which is substantial considering a regular chocolate bar's nutritional information. Anytime I go to the grocery store, I'm constantly picking products up and reading their nutrition labels. And if I'm buying produce or meat from the deli section or what have you, I'm typically going on MyFitnessPal or going on Google and searching what the nutritional information is for that item. Even vegetables like an avocado will have 6 grams of carbohydrate, but there's also a lot of fiber in avocados. So if you subtract out the 4 grams of fiber in an avocado, you're left with an avocado as 2 net carbs. Once you get comfortable with doing a little bit of math and then finding out what the foods you eat on a regular basis are, it becomes easier and easier to track your carbohydrate intake for the day and also to stay under 20 to 30 net grams of carbs. And everybody is different. This is something that you don't typically hear from other people on the ketogenic diet, but everybody's going to have a different threshold for carbohydrates. Some people who are less intolerant of insulin can have more carbohydrates. Maybe they won't get kicked out of ketosis until they eat 50 grams of net carbs. Some people want to stay underneath 10 grams of net carbs to stay in optimal ketogenic fat burning mode. I personally know from experimenting with things that I can have upwards of 60 to 80 grams of total carbohydrate without a problem, but I prefer to stay in the 20 to 30 gram net carb range just because I feel better mental clarity benefits, I have more energy, I don't feel as bloated or lethargic. It's kind of that upper threshold right before I would get kicked out of ketosis and then have kind of hangover-like symptoms the next day. I'm not a doctor, obviously. I'm just speaking from my own experience, the books that I've read, the lectures that I've listened to, but that's the general gist of what I've come to find out and what I find true for myself. Hopefully this video helped you today find out how to convert your carbs to net carbs and maybe help you make your grocery shopping list a little bit shorter. Maybe you'll spend a little bit less time in the grocery store now because you can do a little bit of math and figure out what you can and can't eat. Maybe you've learned that there are some products that you're consuming that are keeping you from converting into ketosis and making your own ketones because they're a little too high in carbohydrates. Either way, I hope this has helped you in some way. And if you do find the information that I'm sharing to be helpful, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Right now I'm coming out with videos once a week. You can hit the little bell icon and that'll give you a notification on your cell phone or your tablet whenever I do upload a new video, usually on Tuesdays. That's it for me, SJP. Peace out.